Hello, hello, hello.
Hello,
Thank you
Mark.
hello, Robbie. Thank you for your time and your interest in this little project of mine.
Okay.
I'm deeply grateful that you're willing to talk and connect over words. So, do you want to share if you've been thinking about a word or some words or something that
Well,
resonates
absolutely,
with you that carries the weight?
absolutely. We when we met at UNLV and spent that time together, I've reflected on that quite a bit since. I mean, we talked about some pretty deep things about the broad spectrum that Las Vegas gives us, from the deepest, darkest depths of humanity to some of the most glorious, beautiful things that we could be created. Look at the Madison Square Garden sphere that's being done right now. There's nothing like it in the world.
Yeah.
So you see these people on the streets that they're at the end of their life. You know, they're just a shell of a human being to some of the greatest things. And so as artists, we get to draw from all of that. And as I heard these words coming out as we were talking there, I've been reflecting on quite a bit since we talked.
It just makes me happy.
Yeah,
That
no,
was
no,
such
no.
a special day for me.
It was great. It was great. The coffee was great. The setting was great. UNLV, of course, is a wonderful setting. So diverse. Definitely one of my oases. If you've never been to UNLV, I think we're the second most diverse campus in the United States. Incredible people, wonderful energy, people with aspirations and just this energy that makes you want to do more with your life and create and go further. And I love the whole thing. But going back to our conversation, yes, I've reflected quite a bit. And several words have come to mind. And what I keep coming back to is they're probably, I hadn't seen your wall really yet. And the words that I was thinking of have probably already maybe been put on there, or on some wall somewhere else, or on some book somewhere else, or in some movie, or in some song. And so I've got a word that is going to be a little odd, I think. My word is macaroni and cheese.
I love it.
So let me tell you a little bit of why I'm going to do
Yes.
macaroni and cheese. So as I was thinking about what am I going to put on there? Does it need to be profound? Does it need to be funny? Does it need to be sarcastic? Does it need to have a social statement? Does it need to be politics, which is like so fucking boring right now? We've gone through it all, and each generation is just reinventing the wheel. Since ancient times, there's nothing that we are thinking about. There's no word I could put on the wall like history, or be kind, or anything at all. There's nothing that I could put on the wall that ancient people haven't already thought about. All the philosophies, the ideas. Do we have a soul? The inventions, the creations. It's like the jawbone, for example, in Stanley Kubrick's 2001 Space Odyssey, when the ape finally figures out he can use that as a weapon. The very camera that you're using now is a tool that came from the idea of having that tool. So that tool begot another tool and another tool, and everything has just been building off of these things that were thought of thousands of years ago. So nothing new is being created. There's nothing that I could offer you that you don't already know. We know everything already. We spend so much time just trying to recreate these philosophies and theories that have already been thought of for us. And I don't know if these philosophies and theories that we keep doing generation after generation after generation, I feel like we've really done nowhere. We've gotten nowhere as far as a human species, except just improved the quality of our videos, the comfort of our life a little bit. You know, we've gone from a wooden wagon wheels to steel belted radials, the jawbone to AR-15s. You know, even AI is nothing more than an enhanced computer. It's just another tool.
100%.
So we've really got nothing. We've gone nowhere. So I'm going to put down macaroni and cheese, because a lot of people would think they'd see that box on the shelf at Walmart and they think Kraft macaroni and cheese. The Kraft company must have come up with this. No, it goes all the way back to ancient Greece. And every pasta dish at the Olive Garden is just another version of that. Do you know what I mean? We really, there's the original thought is almost non-existent, if at all, even anymore. You know, even as artists. Okay, as an artist, I'd love to say I'm an original artist. My work is something new. It's not. It's not at all. It's everything. Just meeting you, just coming across you, changed my life. It changed the course of my life. Just sitting down and having coffee with you changed the entire course of my life. Just a simple introduction can do that.
I agree.
So the art that's sitting behind you right there, that's going to influence me. I see it out of the corner of my eye. That's going to influence me. This wall, the art that you just showed me in your showroom, it's going to influence me. Maybe I might not consciously know it, but just something as simple as an introduction, a book I might read, a movie, a little piece of art that I didn't even notice in the movie, a phrase in a book is going to influence my art somehow. We're all just building off of things that have already been put there for us. So basically what my artist statement is I don't have one. I can't offer you anything other than taking my art at this little tiny moments in time, just that little step further, okay? And that step further is going on a path that we as humans are traveling, and I don't think we know where we're going. And we may be going the right direction, we may not. I don't know how this is going to play out. I know when I was born in 1969, there were 3.6 billion people on the earth. Today, there's 8 billion. So just in my short lifetime, we've more than doubled the Earth's population. So there's billions and billions of minds that have passed before us, that are here on the earth now, that will come after us. So how can I sit here and arrogantly say, I'm an original artist? My work is original. I have something to offer you that nobody else can offer you. I have ideas that nobody else has. That's not true. I'm influenced by you. I'm influenced by the artists I see in books. I'm influenced by the artists I see in galleries. I'm influenced by my friends, Aaron Shepard, all these different people, Jerry Misko, Isaac from Recycled Propaganda. All these people influence me. And these are locals, not to mention the national and world artists that I get to see. What I would like to do, though, is say that I am very, what's a word instead of hate? I'm very disenchanted with the technology as far as like putting art, like let's take my Instagram page, which is nothing but art. I don't put any political statements on there. If you post dogs or babies or, you know, political statements, I stop following you. I just want to see art, sculpture, music, creative things, events happening, exhibitions, music shows. So I try to keep that. But you'll see one of my paintings on my Instagram page, and all the humanity's taken out of it. All the texture, the smell of the paint, the brush strokes. My paintings are large. The emotion, they're very textured. And so I like creating things. The one thing I do get enjoyment out of as an artist is creating things that AI or a computer can't recreate. So if you've seen one of my posts on Instagram, I would say to you, you haven't seen my art.
Excuse me, sorry.
Think of these posts of my art on Instagram as simply an inspiration to get out there and see real art. Because That's the only way, and make these human connections, see the imperfections that we have as an artist without the filters, without the editing, all that, you know what I mean? So I'm a little disenchanted. I wouldn't want to say I hate technology. It's got some good things, but I still listen to vinyl records. I read books. I go to art openings. I like creating textured, imperfect art that something can't be recreated with a computer and things like that. But of course my ADD's kicking in and I'm rambling.
Let me ask you a quick question.
Yeah.
I think you said something really profound relative to things not being new.
Okay.
And when I think about the words that are on the wall, none of my words, nothing I've ever done up here is really new.
No.
Right? This is nothing new.
And I don't mean that insulting.
I didn't take it insulting.
Yeah.
Not even in the...
Good.
Not in that way
Good,
at all.
yes.
No, I don't really get insulted very easily. I might ask and inquire what you meant, but I didn't take it that way.
Yeah.
No.
Nor do I mean to insult anybody that
Right.
put a word up there.
No. The way you were communicating was not
good
that way at all. But what's so fascinating about that is the idea of repurposing, reusing, reinventing, and then as a way to connect, because that's exactly, you kind of described exactly what I'm doing.
Yes.
I'm using this, but I'm doing this because it's really a self-serving thing where it's like, man, I get to sit with the coolest person I can think of right now, right? Fucking amazing to have that time. To your point, this is a really special thing, to be connected to another human being.
Exactly.
And not everybody sees the value in that, right?
Right.
Maybe they see their value of like, oh, how am I perceived on Instagram, and how many people follow me is way more important, as opposed to the real connection that you share with somebody that, as I kind of described earlier, is hopefully breaking down walls. It's creating more of an understanding, as opposed to thinking you know somebody on Instagram when you really don't.
You don't, because you can create that reality, and even I paint under the moniker a corporate spy.
Yeah.
And I do that. I got the idea from bands and authors and things like that. I do that more as a branding. It's not. I'm definitely not a corporate spy. I was a Biscuit Street preacher for many years, and I got away from that because, without getting into politics, we went through a couple of really rough years, and people were getting hung up on the word preacher, which I'm not. I have a lot of different values on both sides, so I wanted something that would appeal to anybody. And so I came up with the moniker, a corporate spy. And I have to admit, even on my Instagram page, I present a certain persona, but that's one of the reasons I love this room. At first, when you set up the camera, I was like, can we move that ladder right there? And I thought, let's not, I don't want to stage this thing. Let's leave it real. You know what I mean? It's like
100%. I know
100%.
what you mean. Because I had a dolly over there first, right?
Yeah.
And so that got moved because we needed it somewhere.
Right.
And like I was describing to you, I like lowbrow in a lot of ways.
Right.
I don't like going highbrow. Highbrow sometimes, when you get to an elitist paradigm sometimes, you lose the ability to have really open, honest conversations where the properness takes over sometimes, as opposed to, no, I want it just to be like honest and gritty, and wherever it goes and however it gets there is where it gets there.
And that's why I enjoyed our conversation at the library at UNLV. We had different people all around us. We had that one girl who was really loud and a little bit obnoxious. We had some, different things going on, people reading, people talking. It was nice just to be in a real atmosphere with real people. And with my art, that's kind of what I want to get back to. I really want to, and even some of my posts on Instagram, I state on there that you haven't seen my art. This is not art that you're looking at right now. This is simply a post about art that is out there in the real world. And I would like you to be inspired by this post, to get up, to unplug for a while and go out there and see the art, because you never know who's going to be standing there next to you looking at the art, or who may want to go with you and end up at a coffee shop or dinner or bar that night, and just turn into another whole human thing again.
I have to share a quick thought then. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, please do.
One of the things that we do, because that's part of what I try and bring to us as a company, one day it's like, okay, we're all burnt out, we're done. I go, let's go up to the library and look at your art in person. Did I tell you this already?
No.
Yeah, so we went up there probably a week or so ago.
Really?
Yeah, and look.
Okay.
And because it exactly had to do with that. I didn't want to go in there and say, hey, look at this art, right? I wanted them to go in there and feel what they wanted to feel.
Right.
I wanted them to experience it. I wanted the beauty of the space, if you will, and the energy, just to let them take them where it needed to take them.
Well, first of all, I'm honored, and second of all, I what you just said is very. I so many times, like even at the opening that night, what did you mean by this? Well, right now I'm not going to tell you. You know, I want you to look at the painting, and I want you to get your own interpretation and make your own connections. And maybe I'll let you know what I was thinking when I did it. But right now it's yours. It's your world. I want you to see what you need to see in it at this time.
Can we chase that rabbit for just a second?
Yes, we may.
So one of the things that I've learned over the time with art is that I don't usually read anything about the artist or what they're trying to do. I go in there to feel it. Mm-hmm. And like, that's the only thing that I do is I feel it.
Yes.
I've learned to kind of like go in there with an open heart, not mind, a heart.
Yeah.
And really kind of connect to it. And maybe sometimes I don't, sometimes I do. Doesn't matter, I don't know what I feel. The other thing that I found the most profound, I can go in there and I can look at it and go, whatever, I don't feel anything. It could be 2 weeks, 2 years, I might feel something about that much longer down the road.
How you explained about the painting in your office up there.
Exactly. All of a sudden you go, oh, I feel it, I get it.
So let me ask you this.
Sure.
I've never heard anybody say that they go in with their heart first rather than their mind. Yeah. I like that. Tell me a little, how do you do that?
Well, part of what it is I've never really thought of myself as that smart, right? And so therefore, whatever I think anyhow, I'm going to question. It goes into some different places where it's like, I just don't understand what the artist is trying to say. How many times have you heard that? I don't really get this piece of art because I don't understand what they're trying to say. And it's like, well, that seems like a waste of an experience for me, is how it felt like.
Yeah.
So I wanted to try a new approach. I wanted to try and go in there and just like, and just feel it and be with it.
I love that. And you've taught me something new to try. Just, sitting here again in our human connection unexpectedly through a conversation, I'm going to try that myself instead of going in there thinking, how did they do this, and trying to take apart and figure out the logistics of how they layered this and how they did that and what they were thinking. I'm going to go in there with my heart first next time and see how that feels.
And so that's what I'm saying, is that it's opposite for me now. We're at the heart first, then I want to understand, hey, how did this artist think? What were they thinking? Who were they at this point in their time? What was their message? Who were they as a person? And everything starts to come into place.
Beautiful.
For me, usually.
Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So you like my macaroni and cheese?
I love your macaroni and cheese.
Okay. And it's just simply just to say that we may or may not be on the right path as a human species, but we're definitely just reinventing the wheel, and we need to be aware of that. If we do need to, maybe we're doing the right thing, maybe we're doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing as a human species, which sometimes feels like we're destroying the earth, but I don't know. Maybe we're supposed to, who knows? But maybe something will play out differently that we can't see. But I do think we need to be cognizant and we need to be aware that we are doing nothing new. We have created nothing new since ancient Greece, since ancient Egypt. That I even have a painting in this show called Zeus and Ross Slightly Confused. And the meaning behind that painting is, okay, we were your gods once. Now you have Allah, now you have God, Jesus. What happened to us, of course we reinvented it, and maybe we'll have new ones 200, 2,000 years from now. Who knows? But it's still the same thing. We're just reinventing the wheel. We've really gone nowhere except just make more complicated tools and more comfortable spaces and things easier, but we're still doing the same thing. And that's all macaroni cheese is supposed to make you think about, is that Kraft didn't invent it. Ancient Greece did, and pasta came even before that, and cheese came even before that, and it's just
I love it. I love it so much.
Yeah. So next time you go to Olive Garden and you get that dish, or you go to some really fancy Italian restaurant who has some, arrogant chef who thinks they've created just this original thing, they haven't. It's macaroni and cheese with just some slightly different ingredients. That's all it is. So yes, but and I'm not saying that's good or bad. Right. I don't know. Right. We don't know where consciousness comes from. We still don't have an answer of whether we have a soul or not. Nobody still has any definite answers with what's going to happen when we die. We've answered none of the questions that have been answered since the beginning of time. We are just this ball of human things hurling through space, and we don't really have any clue, and we've really done nothing much more than make different types of macaroni and cheese. So that's about where I'm at with it. So yeah. So please, other than the macaroni and cheese, unplug from the Instagram and go out there and meet people. And like I said, just our conversation, our coffee the other day, and me even learning about going into, as an artist, to go into an art gallery with my heart first, rather than trying to analyze and think about how they did things. I learned something new today myself, and I'm grateful for that. Thank you, Mark. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I have to say that while there may be nothing that's original or new, who you are in your spirit is unique and original. And it's such an impression on me. And that's what your art does for me. So when I feel it, right, I feel that.
Well, as all creators, I would like to add one last addendum to the statements I've made. As all creators, now, like I said, my art is influenced by many artists that came before me. Right. And I'm just taking this moment in time and taking it that step further. But to take even that step further, the one thing I do want to do with my art is hopefully inspire the ones that are coming behind me. And I think all creators, whether you write literature, theater, you're a musician, you're an artist, you're an engineer, you're a carpenter, whatever you want to do with your life, whether it's complicated minds, simple minds, labor, arts, anything, you want to inspire the next generations behind you to maybe take their moments in time and take it a little further, so that we can see where the human path is going and see where the human species is going to end up. Like I said, we have no idea where it's going to end up. It may play out beautifully, it may play out horribly, who knows? But right now, let's just keep going.
Be better.
Just take it a little bit better. That's it.
So I'd like to invite you to do a word on the wall. Unless you'd like to say anything else, is there anything else that you feel like we should talk about?
I love y'all. And that means, I've been studying everything from Alan Watts to Viktor Frankl to the Quran to the Bible to just as everything as I can. And so many things have been explained away. And, like how our synapses is and electrical and chemical things, but nobody can explain love. And like, the care I feel for you. And that's the one thing I truly believe in right now. I'm not sure where God is, where life is, where afterlife, reincarnation, any of that is, but I do believe in love, and I truly love people, and I truly love y'all. I really do. And the pandemic and 2020 and all that, thank God that's behind us. That was one of the darkest times of my life. I missed people, I missed concerts, I missed art galleries. I missed gatherings, I missed shows, I missed restaurants and sitting over a pint of beer with people. And even this right here, right. We wouldn't have this moment right now. And it's that much more precious. And I love you that much more, right, having gone through that. And that's all I'd like to say. Just keep going, keep creating, unplug once in a while, get out there, make those human connections, and much love, everybody.
So I'm going to say aloha to you, because it's a really important word to me right now, but aloha.
Aloha.
And I'm going to let you go and write your word, and we're going to have even more fun.
Oh, no, wait.
Oh, yeah.
Give me a hug.
Yeah, brother.
Much love, bro.
Yeah, much love.
And I'm going to go do my word.
Okay.